In this video, we're going to talk about factoring trinomials when the leading term a is 1. So before we do that, let's review very quickly FOIL. Remember from algebra, where we multiplied the first times the first. That gave us, in this case, x squared. The outer, which gave us 7x. The inner, and then the last. So this value came from the first two numbers. This value came from the last two numbers. And these two add up to 15x. So 15x came from your outer plus inner. So we're going to reference back to this. If we start with this one, x squared plus 8x plus 12. Notice there's no GCF in any of these. So I did that on purpose. So we're going to start with this first column. All the signs are plus plus. And you're going to see a pattern here. I need factors of 12 that are going to add up to 8. So I'm going to list the factors of 12 if you can't think of them, and find the ones that add up to 8. And that's going to be a 6 and a 2. So x squared is x times x, and 12 is 6 times 2. And we check our inner and outer. 6x plus 2x is 8x. So in this column, if my problem is a squared plus x squared plus bx plus c, all of my answers are going to be plus plus. So take a minute and fill in this first column, hit pause, and then come back and check your answers. I need factors of 18 that will add up to 11. X squared is x times x. 18 is 9 times 2. I need factors of 20 that add up to 9. So I'm going to use 4 and 5. And then I need factors of 35 that are going to add up to 12. X squared is x times x. 35, I'm going to use 5 and 7. Notice in the next column, the signs are a little bit different. It's a negative and then a positive. So we're still multiplying to get a positive answer, but this time we add up to a negative. So the way to accomplish that is if both of our terms are negative, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and a negative plus a negative is going to give me a negative. So I'll start here. X squared is x times x. 14, I'm going to use negative 7 and negative 2, because negative 7 times negative 2 is 14, and negative 7x plus negative 2x is 9x. See, my inner and outer always have to add up to the term in the middle. So hit pause again and do the next 3, and then come back and check your work. X squared is x times x. For 15, I'm going to use negative 5 and negative 3. And you'll find on these, if you don't know your multiplication facts, these are going to get a little bit tougher, and there are some workarounds that I can give you if that is your situation. Factors of positive 24 that add up to negative 11 are going to be negative 8 and negative 3. X squared is x times x. Factors of 40. If you find yourself not remembering what multiplies to give you 40, you can make a list and find some factors that might add up to 14. That's negative 10 and negative 4. Now our last column, we have the final rule when it's a positive or a negative, and then the last term's a negative. This time my factors have to multiply to give me negative 42. So that means one of them is a positive and one of them is a negative. And the way we figure out which one is we've got to make it add up to the middle. So for example, for negative 42, it could be 21 times 2. It could be 3 times 14. It could be 6 times 7. So if I'm looking at these and trying to find something that's going to add up to negative 1, I'm going to look at the 6 and the 7, because if I write x minus 7 and x plus 6, a negative times a positive gives me negative 42, and then my inner and outer add up to negative 1. Let's try this one. X squared minus 2x minus 63. X squared is x times x. I need factors of 63 that will subtract or add up to negative 2x. I'm going to use a negative 9 and a positive 7. Negative 9x plus 7x equals negative 2x. You hit pause and try this last one. So I know x squared is x times x, and I'm thinking of factors of negative 80 that add up to 11. So those aren't popping into my head right away, so I'm going to see about making a list here. Let's see, does 6 go into 80? How about 7? 8 times 10. What else goes into 80? I'm missing something here. Because none of those add up to 11. 5 times 16. That's going to be my go-to. And the only way I can get a positive 11 out of that is a plus 16 and a minus 5. Positive 16, x minus 5x equals positive 11x. And I have my trinomial factored.